The more RVs I film, the harder it is for me to walk into things and be kind of surprised by what the layout is inside. But when I stepped inside of this travel trailer here, it was not at all what I was expecting. So let's go take a look. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Myles with Firmly Unbound, and we are here at Blue Compass RV today in Albuquerque, New Mexico. This is actually a really nice store that they have out here in Albuquerque. They also have an Airstream store right next door, and you can see all of this space that they have outside for all kinds of different campers for you to come and take a look at. They have motorhomes, fifth wheels, and travel trailers here. Plus, again, they have the Airstream store right next door as well. And a great location if you're in this area to come shop for your next RV. But what we are taking a look at here today is this 2025 Forest River Aurora in their Sky series. So this is taking basically what is like an entry-level travel trailer and putting, instead of an aluminum siding on the outside, going with a fiberglass siding, which in my opinion, if you're willing to spend a little bit more money, like there is a reason that the aluminum sided travel trailers exist. And just for an example, if you don't know exactly what I mean by that, something like this Grand Design Transcend here, that's aluminum siding on that travel trailer. Those are really great, budget-friendly, affordable options that most people own at some point through their RV ownership experience. But I would always recommend, like, if you have the ability to just invest a little bit more up front into your first like full hard-sided camper, just go up to one that has a fiberglass siding versus an aluminum siding if you can. That's something that I would always recommend. So this here in the Aurora Sky series, although Aurora does make aluminum sided travel trailers, they also have these fiberglass sided travel trailers as well. And this model here, this is my first time seeing it. Gonna zoom the lens out a little bit so we can get a little more information in the frame. It is the 180 RBS. And you'll be able to see the floor plan layout and the specs on the screen. I'm gonna go over to the sticker over here and look at the exact specs though, so we can see what we're working with. You also have the LED light strips up here along the front that look pretty cool. Tankless on-demand water heater. And the gross vehicle weight rating on this is 6,325 pounds, 1,538 pounds of cargo carrying capacity, 23 feet 6 inches, and unloaded is 4,770 pounds. Definitely making it, you know, a trailer that is towable by virtually any half-ton truck out there in the market. So a great entry-level camper for a couple, single person, or even maybe someone with a young child. As you will see, there is a ton of floor space in here where you could easily figure out sleeping accommodations for a younger child as well. But let's go ahead and hop inside. As we go inside here, you have the nice big glass entry door. And when we step inside here, you can put a shade on this window. It does not come with one already installed, but it is prepped to add a shade in that window there if you want to do that. Something most people will do, is it just really adds a sense of privacy. And when we step inside here, when I first walked in, I was not all that like blown away. I was like, okay, it's just a Murphy bed camper like everything else. But then I turned around this way, saw we have the recliners there, so good seating. And then the kitchen is actually tucked back into the corner there, which opens up. Usually we see the kitchen like running along this wall right here in a floor plan like this, or just somewhere in this area. And this one here, they just stretched it out just a little bit to make the kitchen back in this corner, open up all this floor space here. It comes with 2 bar stools, and now you have a nice bar top area to sit at and hang out as well. So really like all the open floor space that you get inside of a floor plan like this. I'm curious your thoughts. Let me know what you think about this floor plan layout. But just sitting here and like taking it in, I'm really like, wow, this is a great little practical floor. Like I could easily have seen myself buying this floor plan for my, you know, camping arrangement that I'm currently in, towing with a Toyota Tundra, carrying my motorcycle in the back. I have a generator with me. Like, even though my truck, you know, it's a pretty capable half-ton, maybe not the most capable half-ton truck. Like, I'm loading it up with quite a bit of weight. So finding smaller travel trailers that allow you to just travel comfortably and not have to worry about if you're really pushing the threshold of your truck, that have a lot of open space, are not always easy to find. And this is one of the more open layouts I've seen in anything that kind of falls into this smaller size segment here. So curious your thoughts and what you think about that. Another thing that's definitely worth mentioning in these Aurora series is they're using this GE air conditioner that has a heat pump inside of it. So this has a heat pump, which is really, really nice to have. That's going to be an electric heat source for you while you are out camping. that obviously you have a furnace as well, but that's going to give you an electric heat source through the air conditioner. Now, the slide out mechanism they're using, we'll see when we go look outside, because I actually didn't look underneath there, but it's one that requires this platform to kind of exist here. So that can be a little bit annoying for some people. If that's something that, you know, you would have a concern about, definitely let me know down below in the comments. But comfortable recliner seating, they're a little bit more squishy than the more firm bench over here, but great seating nonetheless for you to entertain or have guests, or just have the ability, if you're traveling with your spouse or something like that, like one person could lay on that sofa or on the bed and another person could lay on this. Even especially like, you know, shorter people, thinking people maybe under like 5'7", easily could lay out on this sofa, because you kind of get this extended area here with this middle flip down armrest to give you the ability to cuddle up in this space, lay down in this space, or have the flip down armrest and get your USB charging ports there with a Type A and a Type C charging port. Let's go back into this kitchen area, then kind of work our way forward. So you're going to have wrapped countertops in here. These are not solid surface countertops. Another interesting thing I'd be curious your thoughts about, because this is becoming more and more of a trend, we do not have an oven here in this travel trailer. Now, the microwave is also not a convection oven or air fryer, so just a standard microwave there. So you're really only getting the 2-burner stove and a microwave as far as your interior cooking appliances. For me, not a super big deal. I could easily work with this, but that's because I purchased a griddle cooktop for my travel trailer that I use outside of my travel trailer, and that's what I do almost all of my cooking on. I've never used an oven for much of anything while out camping. Actually, I've literally never used an oven out camping. So for me, it's not a big deal, but I'd be curious. I know, like, I just had somebody comment on one of my videos yesterday saying that they make biscuits in their oven and that's why they like the oven, which makes sense. And so I'd be curious your thoughts on that. Go back here, you have your storage space all back through this area. You can see this area is divided here. You're going to have wrapped cabinetry, so not a huge deal, but this does kind of show like what you're working with as far as materials. So this is a wrapped material here that is giving you that decor look that we're seeing. The only thing to just be aware with this is it is something that can peel if you like chip an area of it out or something like that. It's just that wrap material that you're going to be peeling, versus like if you go up to higher end, more expensive, heavier travel trailers, they'll start to have solid stained wood, hardwood cabinet doors and drawers, whereas this does not. But good storage space nonetheless. And I tell you all these things because when you guys go to purchase RVs, I want you to understand what you're getting. And I want you to be able to make the decision for yourself what kind of things you can and can't live with. And I want you to be confident going into making your decision on what to purchase. So like, for instance, these cabinet doors, my travel trailer has those too. And it's not like I wasn't aware of that. It's just the travel trailer I could afford had those kind of cabinet doors and I was fine with it. It wasn't like a big deal. But for some people, it may be that they really want the solid hardwood cabinet doors and you would just have to go up to a more expensive, likely heavier model travel trailer. But that's all your storage space through here that you have in the kitchen space. It does also come with this paper towel holder. Turn those lights on. I don't even know. I didn't realize those were on. I don't know why I didn't turn those on at first. But then we go back into this bathroom. And before I do that, let me turn this camera around because I am feeling a little bit of the ceiling height here. You can see I'm standing at about 6'3" with the shoes I have on, and your ceiling height here is maybe good for about 6'4" before you're going to feel the need to duck with the height of this air conditioner. Step back and you do have more ceiling height here, probably good for about 6'5", maybe 6'6", but where that air conditioner is at, if you're over 6'4", you're going to start feeling the need to duck when you walk under that AC. JBL speaker in the ceiling as well right here. And then let's turn this thing back around. Look at the storage here real quick. Actually pretty deep pantry storage there. Goes all the way back to that wall. And as we go back this way into the bathroom, it's a little narrow space through here, no doubt. Plastic foot flush toilet. And then your ceiling height in this shower is a little cramped. Not gonna lie. It's not the tallest travel trailer ever already, and you have to step up into the shower, meaning my head easily goes into the skylight, and I actually do have to like bend my neck over to stand straight up. If I wanted to not have to like crink my neck over, I have to duck down probably about, 3 inches or so. And then this sits super low, so I would definitely have to hold that over my head. So this is probably like the biggest flaw of this camper, I would say, is it's gonna make it real tough to take a nice comfortable shower if you're taller. But I don't think that's necessarily that big of a deal either for most people. And this is something that like new campers definitely need to understand as well. You might not ever find yourself really using the shower. In the time that I've owned my travel trailer now, I've been on like 3 different trips. I have only taken a shower one time in that travel trailer, and it was only out of choice. It was not because I didn't have another option. A lot of campgrounds I've stayed at have showers on their facilities, and it's not always going to be the case, but you definitely can plan around that if that's something you want to prioritize. Here we have liquefied. This is a black tank treatment for your RV. This is in the powder formula, but they also have it in a pods formula and a liquid formula. So you can find that on Amazon, and that is going to make sure that your black tank stays smelling fresh and that everything breaks down and drains out properly. And then you have a little bit of storage down underneath here. No medicine cabinet or anything like that. So what I would do in a travel trailer like this probably is find some sort of like shelving mechanism to mount onto this wall or to something like right here so that you could have some shelving for different items for your bathroom. There is a hook here for your towels as well, plus a hook on the door. And as we close that door, go to your Murphy bed setup here. Couple things real quick. You have outlets right here, USB type A and type C port right there. You also have a USB port here on your power recliners. And then when we go over here, you have USB ports, and then the Murphy bed is pretty simple. Underneath this space, you have some totes there that it will come with. Drop this down and then release the latch right here. And then to make this bed function properly with this Murphy bed setup, there is a fold in the mattress. So you can see how it kind of gets folded over like that, and then it will drop down like so to make this into a bed. Now, what I was pleased to find is that this mattress is actually a really good size for taller people. So when I set this camera up and we laid down on this mattress, it looked a little small at first, but when I laid down on here, like, it's plenty comfortable. It's probably about a 75-inch long bed or so, but I could comfortably lay out all the way on this mattress and not feel like I have to bend my legs or have my feet hanging off the end. So very nice. Little shelf up over the top here. You're going to have curtains on this window right there, and then you have black pleated shades on your window over here. Again, it comes with bar stools for this area. You have this cargo netting area with storage down underneath here, and then spot for a TV if you did want to install a TV in this area. You could probably fit up to at least about a 35, or what is it, 32-inch screen TV. That's like a standard size. You could fit something like that in that space. Storage through here, and then finally, your controls for this travel trailer are all right here for things like your water pump, your, oh, you know what? It looks like this does actually have a gas and electric water heater. So maybe this is not a tankless water heater. I thought it was, but when you see gas and electric like that, that's usually indicating you're dealing with like a tanked, probably 6-gallon water heater on this travel trailer. Your awning and slide out controls there, and then your JBL sound system controls. When this slide out is closed, you'll still have full access to everything in this travel trailer. You can walk down this walkway, get to the bathroom, get to the kitchen, all of those good things. If we step outside, let's go through some stuff out here real quick. Pretty standard package in terms of like what you're getting on the rims and tires and stuff like that. Very basic. Does have a BAL next gen frame, so they're using a lot of huck bolt fasteners on this frame in place where like another manufacturer would use welds. So a good frame there. You can see it has standard leaf spring style suspension. Got your outdoor griddle cooktop here, a little bit smaller griddle cooktop, but you still get one nonetheless. And you have your mini refrigerator with a tiny freezer portion up in there and a little ice cube tray. Outlet in this area as well. Manual stabilizers to drop those down, and it does have an enclosed underbelly. Oh no, it doesn't. Sorry, it does not have an enclosed underbelly. So your water tanks are exposed underneath here. Not a big deal. This basically just means that you're not going to have like a climate controlled area here where your water tanks sit, which essentially just means that if you're wanting to camp in below freezing temperatures, you'll do that in a way where you're not going to utilize your water tanks. Doesn't even mean that it can't be done. I've gone camping in campers before in below freezing temperatures, and we didn't put any water in the tanks or anything like that. We just brought jugs of water that we kept inside the RV that stayed warm due to the furnace being on. So there's always solutions to come up with for if those are problems that you might see with something like this, where there's ways that you can make it work nonetheless. Two 20-pound propane bottles here, a manual tongue jack, and then spot for your battery right there. Underneath here, you can see your bar stools that it will come with, and then you have your, let's see what's back here. You have a light switch there for your lights up front, and then this is your solar charge controller. So we will have solar up on the roof. Let's go see what's going on this other side over here. Okay, so it does not pass all the way through. That makes sense. Fresh water fill right there. Slide out mechanism on here is a cable driven slide mechanism. So it's that exact slide from BAL. And you can see here, that's where like why it has that platform here, because basically everything in the slide out is sitting above these axles in the frame. So it's sitting above like the floor level in that travel trailer. See if we can get back. Nope, literally nothing back there. So let's go back this way. Here's all the different Blue Compass stores across the country. So I've always talked about, like, if you're looking for your next RV, there's a link down below in the comments and description where you can find a store close to you. Here's all the different stores across the map, and you can find something there on the link down below and see what inventory is at the stores closest to you if you're looking for your next RV. Let's go to the back one more time, and then that's pretty much it, and we'll wrap this thing up. But as we come back this way, to get up onto the roof, you will need like the Lippert retractable ladder that would attach right there, or just any ladder, because it does not come with a ladder on this travel trailer. So not a big deal or anything like that, but that is something you'd have to purchase in addition. And because it has a solar charge controller on there, this should have solar up on the roof. I can't get up there and see it, but it likely has about 200 watts of solar on this travel trailer. So leash link right there, so you can attach a leash, JBL outdoor speaker. And last thing is we step inside. Price on this, $29,995. It's what it's listed at. So again, it's more on the entry level side, but it's stepping up in terms of quality with that exterior construction here. And curious what you think. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And again, this is at the Albuquerque, New Mexico store with Blue Compass RV. Really beautiful store. Come check it out if you are in the market for your next RV. That's all I got for y'all. Appreciate you watching. And until next time, live firmly unbound.